All right, guys. So I did wanted to do a quick walkthrough with you guys on Cummins Quickserve. So this is for people who are new to Quickserve, maybe haven't used it before. Cummins Quickserve is the website that can provide you pretty much whatever you're looking for Cummins engines online. There's some other stuff that you can find on Cummins Quickserve as well, some stuff about training and things like that. There's two different kinds of accounts you can get. We're logged into my account, but you can also, they have a free version of this account that lets you use up to, I think it's 5 different engine serial numbers. If you're interested in finding out the instructions on how to get that, just put it in the comments. I'll let you guys know. But this one is mine. So when you first go to Quickserve Online to a search engine or something like that, you're going to get a screen for Inner Sight. It's going to be over here on the left-hand side of the screen. And you click on that, and then it takes you to the login page where you either log in with your username and password, create an account with the username and password, which it does cost money to have a Cummins Quickserve account. Or I think that's where you can also see the option to do the temporary or free account where they let you use a couple different serial numbers. You just don't get as much utility out of the website if you do that. All right. So once you are logged in and you're ready to look for something, there's two ways that you can find the engine that you're looking for. And the first one is over here on the left-hand side of the screen, and it's under model search. So if you click on model search, it brings up this drop-down menu. So if you're looking for a Cummins that's in a semi, like an international truck with a Cummins engine in it, or something like that, you're anything that's on wheels that has an engine in it is going to be under automotive. But you also see that they have marine options, generator units, industrial engines. But if you're doing automotive, diesels, cars, trucks, then you go to automotive. Once you select automotive, then you select what model of engine you have. The one that I'm going to do this on is an ISB. So I'm going to scroll down here to ISB. And then once I find ISB, then what we're going to do is select our control module number. This one, if you're not sure what CM number you have, you can usually find that on the data plate of the engine. So we're going to go with a CM 2150 EPA 2007 model. And then once you click that, you click on update, Quickserve Online, this little button right here, click on it. And then what it does now is it's everything I search for up here in the service tab up here at the top. This is all going to be for that specific engine now. So now I click on service, and you can see up here in the top, I got a bunch of different tabs. And they can tell you some stuff. You can do a fault code search. So let's say you had one of those little cheap OBD scanners and it pulls a fault code for you, but it doesn't really do much other than tell you what the fault code is. If you have access to this, you can go into fault code search, type in the fault code that you pulled up, and then hit analyze. And then you click on it when it's done analyzing it, and it'll bring you to a troubleshooting chart for how to find the cause of that fault code. Symptom search. So symptom search is pretty nice because maybe it's not throwing a fault code, but maybe you have, but let's find a simple one here. Low power concern, right? You just feel like you're not pulling like you should, or it's kind of feeling like it's low on power, but it's not giving you a fault code to point out anything specific. So you go to your low power, it pulls up a troubleshooting chart that you guys can't see because I'm not sharing the screen that popped up. But same thing, I have access to a troubleshooting chart for a low power concern. The thing that I use this the most for, and there's all other ones I could go into up here, service tools, kind of let you know what kind of tools you might need if you're going to be working on this engine a lot, specialty tools, things like that. But I always click on manuals because here I got wiring diagrams, I got ECM troubleshooting and repair manual for the computers, a fault code troubleshooting manual where I get all the troubleshooting charts for all the fault codes. But then what I find the most useful is the service manual, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to up here. If you look in the left side again in the red part, you have one that says PSN, ESN, SSN. Really what the best thing to do there is look up the engine number on the data plate. The engine number is your engine serial number. And if you put your engine serial number in here, so I selected one out of one of my engines I have here in my lab. And if I select that engine serial number and I put it in, I got 46929698, and then I click the little arrow next to it. What it's going to do is it's going to basically update. So you see right there, it turned green. So it says ESPN has been updated. Now, if I go to service and I'm in here, now it is specific, not just to an ISP in general, but to this specific ISP that I put the serial number in. That means service bulletins and recalls are going to be more accurate for that exact engine. The other thing that is nice, there's a tab that I didn't have from just using the model search, is I have a data plate tab. So let's say that this was a rebuild that I didn't have the data plate on, or it was unreadable, and I got that serial number off like the engine block. I could go here to the data plate tab, and what it does is it pulls up a lot of the different stuff that would have been on that data plate: the CM number, when it was built, configuration, CPL number. Really good for when you're trying to find parts. So you got that, you got predictive service. But again, now when we go to service manuals, what we find is that you can click on your service manual. And I, at the school, teach a lot of people to use a lot of different kinds of, we go through DTNA and Navistar on command, and of course Cummins Quickserve. I would say probably out of almost all the OEM websites that I use to get service information, probably the best one that's the most user friendly is Cummins Quickserve. So I'm going to click on the service manual here, and it's going to open in another tab. So I got to change which tab I'm sharing with you guys, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to share something else and then go to this one. All right, so now you can see we're in the service manual that popped up when I clicked on it. And if you look over on the left-hand side of that service manual, you got engine system identification. If it's a engine that you've never worked on before, you aren't familiar with it, the overview stuff here is excellent at kind of explaining fuel flow and how the fuel system works, and the familiarization stuff on here is excellent. And then I could also go to different groups. So let's say, excuse me, I'm allergic to Cummins Quickserve. No, I'm just kidding. Let's say that you are working on the turbocharger and you're trying to figure out if the old turbocharger is still serviceable and you're wanting to know what to do with it. I can come down here to the air intake system, click on it, and then scroll down. And then right here, I see turbocharger. I can click on turbocharger, and now I can scroll down, and it tells me, basically all kinds of stuff about the turbo, different tests that can be performed on the turbo. I get down here, it tells me about doing the turbocharger actuator, but then I get into the cookie of it, right? The bread and butter. Here's the removal procedure. So it goes over how to remove the turbo, how to clean and inspect it. Tells you even that you are acceptable cracks, right? The first time I read through this, I was under the impression that I didn't want to crack turbo, but apparently, according to Cummins, as long as your crack is less than 10 millimeters in length and the cracks are separated from each other by no less than 10 millimeters and do not extend to the flange of the turbo, then you can have cracks in your turbo, which is just crazy to me. But according to them, it's okay. And if I scroll down a little bit more, it tells me how to check the axial clearance in my turbo, which would be how much the shaft can move back and forth in the turbo linearly. And then it tells you how to check radial, which is the shaft doing this inside the housing. Just pretty much anything you would want to know about the engine as far as building it. Goes through everything step by step. You got engine assembly and disassembly, which would walk you through the disassembling the engine and putting the engine assembly, putting the engine back together. The difference is that if I go into engine disassembly and assembly and I look up the turbo, it's not going to give me these axial and radial stuff for me to get into the meat of the turbo about what to do with specifically with the turbocharger itself. I would need to go down to the air intake system and click on turbocharger. So this is just a quick, I know this has been pretty quick, but like I said, it's so user friendly. It's very intuitive to use this thing. So I hope this helped kind of If you're wondering what Quickserve is and if it's worth getting or worth looking into, I hope this helped you make that decision. If you have any questions about Quickserve that I didn't get into in this video, then please put it in the comments. I will usually quick to answer any questions. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And please take a look at the description of this video to see all the great stuff we have from our sponsors for this channel, including the great stuff from 9PHX Racing. They have some awesome delete kits that you want to check out. So check in the description of the video and look at some of those links. Specifically, check out my Amazon page. I got all kinds of cool stuff on the Amazon page. All right. Thank you. Bye.